And welcome, y'all, to Zen fucking Chaos. Because it's going to be fucking chaos. His name may be Zen, but ain't going to be none of that shit today. We're going to make straight fucking enemies. We're going to piss off somebody. And honestly, I don't really care. I don't really care. Because guess what? Facts don't care. Men lie. Women lie. But these numbers, they don't fucking lie. Now, I'm Dean. That over there is yin and yang. That over there is the madman Zen. But I don't know if there's going to be any yin today. It may be a whole lot of yang.
Might be.
I know what time it is.
Welcome.
Listen here, people. We brought a special guest in the building. He came not to Black of the Berry, not to the Low Sports Show, which comes out every Wednesday.
Tune in.
Wherever you get any of your needs. Not to the Sour Hour, which is going to be out every week, I believe, on Tuesdays. Whenever that may be. I don't know the day. I apologize about that. I know it's going to be every week. Him and the big man, Smokey Robinson, a.k.a. Devon King. Not even to the show he's producing, The Culture Shock. No. He stepped into here. Blind, he has no fucking idea. And honestly, I kind of know how Los be feeling about certain shit. He may be getting jumped in this motherfucker today.
I was ready. I trained today. I'm ready for
You know what I'm saying? We both went to training today.
Yes, sir.
But listen, he may come on our side. We don't know. But let's see what's going on. Hey, yo, X, what it do, baby?
What's going on, fellas? Man, y'all got a different loaf today. Nah, I mean, I'm more stern, more stout. I'm ready to go, man.
You brought the X glasses out, I see.
Yeah, always. Yeah, I mean, you don't want me looking out the window.
All right. We respect it. We about to find out. So, Zen.
Yes,
Zen,
sir.
because you brought this topic to me. It was phenomenal, which then led me on a little another path, which we'll talk about later. But can you just let the people know what the fuck we're about to do and who the fuck we're about to come after?
So, they actually did a study on violence in riots and things like that in relation to protests, with all the protests that have gone on, the BLM protests, the COVID protests, worldwide protests, all that. So they actually did studies on it, and they came up with some pretty interesting facts. I would say the statistics are pretty interesting numbers based off what they studied.
And hold on, before you, I don't want to cut you off. I just want to add a caveat to your statement. This study has been cited by right-wing sources as well as left-wing sources.
Yes.
Everyone uses this study. Please continue, Mr. Zen.
Each one uses the study, and they both pick and choose an element of the data to focus on, which makes sense. You're going to pick your side. But I guess what we're going to discuss today is whether what they've decided to focus on actually makes sense. Is that what the numbers actually say?
What do the numbers actually state? But then something else too. Let's get into the numbers. So effectively, what we're about to show you folks, unless we're going to go ahead and share this goddamn screen here. Boom. So this is from the ACLED, Bring Clarity to Crisis. So the study was demonstrations and political violence in America. What happened? Oh, my bad.
Zoom, right? Yeah. My eyes are not that good.
Demonstrations and political violence in America. New data for summer 2020. Right?
Ooh, fun.
So now I could download the PDF and look at it, or at least
that's a lot.
That's a lot going on there.
Yeah, you go through it enough to the article.
Now we're going to come down here. These going to be the nuts and bolts of it for the folks.
Okay, love a good pie chart.
Where's the goddamn shit at, Zen? And we went down the guy. Yep, you know what?
We went down too far. Here we are.
It's too zoomed in.
Following the Black Lives Matter racism and police violence chart that It's a map of the world of U.S.
Yep, this right
Yeah.
here. So then
No,
you have
not a
this
world
one,
map.
this right here.
That one, I think. Nope.
Nope, this is not the one. And we're sorry, apologize, people. This is what happens
Go
when
up.
you
Go up.
do a live fucking podcast.
It's
Not
more
live.
toward the top. It's not that deep.
Yeah, I know it's more towards the top, and I think I went down too deep. Here we go. Sorry about that, people. You went on a little bit of journey
There it
with
is.
us.
Hey,
All
we're
right.
doing fine. It's all good.
It's fine. It's fine. So now, here's what we're going to say. Nationwide demonstrations. While the U.S. has long been home to a vibrant protest environment, demonstrations surged to new levels in 2020. Between the 24th of May and the 22nd of August, ACLED records more than 10,600 demonstration events across the country. Over 10,100 of these, or nearly 95%, involve peaceful protesters. Fewer than 570, or approximately 5%, involve demonstrators engaging in violence. Well over 80% of all demonstrators are connected to the Black Lives Matter protest movement or the COVID-19 pandemic. ACLED conducted a pilot data collection program for the U.S. last summer, allowing for comparisons of the current moment with the same period last year. In July of this year alone, ACLED records nearly 2,000 demonstrations, an increase of 42% from the 1,400 demonstrations recorded in July 2019. Now, I would like to put this caveat in because they threw in that 80% of the demonstrators are connected to Black Lives Matter movement or the COVID-19 pandemic. But unfortunately, 95% of those riots are connected to the Black Lives Matter protesters. Now, the caveat within that is, or Black Lives Matter movement. The caveat to that is it doesn't say on whose side.
No.
Doesn't say on whose side. So we do have to remember that.
It just says that it's involved in relation
Involved with it.
Yeah.
So data can be manipulated multiple ways.
Right.
But what we cannot dispute is that, yes, nearly 95% of the protests were peaceful. But when they turned into a riot, which is unlawful, shout out to the brother Nate, the lawyer, I need to go check him out. When they turn into a riot, now those are immediately connected to the Black Lives Matter movement or a protest. Zen, what are your thoughts on this? Or the COVID 95. Excuse me, I said 95% part rate. I apologize.
I'd say that the element of linking it to the Black Lives Matter protests would be one of those. Okay, then, well, why? Or like you already brought up, like who actually started whatever led to there being violence at these protests, which they do go into later in the article, deeper in the article, and the part of the article that I found to be more boring. They at least did get into the element of you have all these Black Lives Matter protests and things in certain areas. You hyped up your security detail. You hyped up the show of force on the other side as far as who you sent in to police this. And those people that you sent in to police this are the ones that raise tension. They're the ones that cause the tensions to rise in these areas where violence did end up occurring. Yes, it was at a Black Lives Matter event. Yes, violence occurred at a protest that involved the Black Lives Matter movement. However,
who's the catalyst?
Who started it?
That's that's the part in this data that we really need to kind of figure out. Because even the way that they were both reported from both sites, because what's happening is, and once again, shout out to Nate the lawyer too, but then we're also going to be I'm going to come at him in this as well. Well, actually, not really, because all Nate did was just report what was out there. Lay out there. Nate didn't do anything for this one. So the left, what they're arguing is that 95% of the protest, 93% of the protests are peaceful. The right argues, well, 95% of the riots are connected with Black Lives Matter movement. So we need to obviously, figure something out there. They don't mention the COVID-19 pandemic part because, even though it was part of that 80%, out of that 80%, 95% was still, obviously linked to the BLM. What are your thoughts on those, Los?
I think that obviously we're seeing that, the amount of demonstrations and the frequency of it is just a reflection on society and where we're at. You know what I mean? Obviously people feel the need to demonstrate. And I'm getting back to, you guys' point is like, if all these, it's a thin line between a protest, a demonstration, and a riot.
Yep.
So where did it go wrong? You know what I'm saying? Where did it go wrong? And like you said, the numbers are justly vague enough to omit that whole truth. You know what I mean? So it's like,
where the bricks come from?
And listen, as soon as you tell me where that, and that's my question. I just want to know, where did the stack a pallet of bricks? Where did they come from? Perfectly stacked. I just want to know.
Interesting.
I just want to know, because how are we getting the fuel for the fire?
Well, I'll say this, and this is where I take exception to things, and I get upset, because the whole protest that started, the whole movement was started because of George Floyd, right?
Well, this last rendition of it, yeah.
The last rendition. No, but I'm talking about what the data that we're talking about.
This 2020,
because of George Floyd, right?
Yeah.
One human. Just recently, Eric Adams went on television, right? Mayor of New York City, for people who don't know.
I saw the headline for this. I know what you're talking about.
It was like 5 people who died, right? They were all black, young black people. Who shot at them? Who killed them? Other black people. Where the fuck is Black Lives Matter at now? Or matter of fact, here's something else. If Black Lives Matter doesn't want to step up to the plate, why aren't they trying to back the Urban Peace Institute? Why not? Why not? I'm confused, because you didn't. It begs to ask the question: do Black Lives only matter if a white man kills us?
And that's the question. It looks like that's the thing.
Answer: yes,
100%.
To BLM, yes. That's why Black Lives Matter does not. And this is one where I defend them on this, because the way that they frame themselves, they don't care about this. They've never proposed to care about this issue. We want them to, but they have never come out and said that they give a crap about black people killing black people.
So then it begs the question, and I just have to ask the question, right? Why the fuck am I supposed to back your whole fucking movement? Because not for nothing, I'm cool with cops,
and
I like having a fucking safe place to fucking live.
Right.
And then especially when that crime disproportionately fucking targets our communities. Cannot get around it. Yes, we can enact more social programs. Yes, we can try to do more for the actual community so they can try to leave this shit. But ultimately, we have to have a fucking force that can come in there and, I don't know, take guns off the street so we don't lose more black kids, more black lives. But then when you say that, everybody's like, oh, what the fuck are you saying, Dean? What are you selling out? Whatever the case may be. We know, you stupid motherfuckers. Yeah, you can have police reform without fucking gutting the goddamn shit.
Right.
Absolutely. And that's the thing, though, because I think that this whole thing...
Who's not safe? Who's not safe? X. I have a question. Before you go, think about this. Who's the ones not safe?
I mean, us.
You got individuals going using public transportation, getting fucking mugged. There was a video of this fucking lady going into her apartment building, and this big ass bastard just fucking beats the fucking piss out of her, takes her shit. And then when you look at New York bail reform, I know what they were trying to do, but then letting out certain assaults and all this other kind of crazy shit on the street. Where is the actual deterrent?
It's not case by case.
But then this is what comes back to also too, like, you motherfuckers not actually like giving a fuck about what's going on around you, never giving a shit, and then just hopping on whatever is the cute new fucking toy, not even understanding the ramifications. And now the nerve of some people even
and not for nothing.
What do you think?
Well, I mean, number one, I think that
like black people don't love black people.
And that's what it is, because we only love ourselves when we're getting killed. We're not worried about the enrichment. We're not worried about knowledge. We're not worried about any of that. You know what I mean? We don't have none of that. We don't have anything about saying that we only think that black lives only matter when we're dead. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, you're wrong.
That's BLM at least.
BLM is what I'm saying. Because I feel like
BLM
where the
cares
rest of us
once you're
at?
dead.
Where are
right.
the rest of us galvanizing around the lives being lost across? We're losing soldiers.
Right.
Where are the rest of us at? So then, do we not give a fuck?
But that's what I'm saying. That this there, it looks like to me, it looks like think that what Black lives only matter when they get killed by white people, and killed though. You know what I'm saying? Because for the most
What's
part,
the
like,
agenda behind that one? I wonder.
yeah, but that's the whole thing is like, and this is why I think that some people identify and are not like we recognize BLM, but because it's like something to cling to, but then we're like, wait a minute, something ain't right. And then now you see the whole mega mansion and shit. So it's like
They found a grift. They found a niche that they could hop into to make money because why? People care. People care about Black people. People care about Black people being abused and being taken advantage of. So much so that they know, hey, we can start a movement that won't really do anything, but people will fund it. And then we could try and do something later, maybe, but then they just got off. It seems like they've gone off onto we don't care. We're just going to build for ourselves.
And to that point too is like BLM only comes around like it like floats around because remember like with
the election cycle. Say it.
Yes.
Say it.
Right. Yeah.
Say
I was gonna say the rotation of electric year, the
Okay.
electric year, the
Election year.
election year. But like they happen like with the whole the Ferguson thing. That's when they first made their their prominence, and then it's like it kind of like faded off until like the next big one, the next one is trending. You know what I mean? It's like where are you the whole time throughout? Those years, what I mean, trying to do different things, trying to deter, trying to make peace talking, trying to do something, some kind of enrichment to know that you are a institution or organization that is not only cares about, the legacy of deceased Black people, but enriching the current ones that are like around, you know what I'm saying, and bettering communities, because that's how shit really starts. You know what I'm saying?
So I think they would have to go against their own narrative.
They would, but that's what I'm
They
saying.
would have to do
their
what
narrative is based
Dean
off
tells
bullshit,
everybody.
though.
They would have to do though what Dean tells everyone to do, which is go out and get gun educated, get armed. They can't do that when they're trying to fund the politicians who they want to take guns away and make stricter gun laws.
Can I just have a conversation? Let's
like they're not doing anything actually, but it's like, hey,
yeah.
we can't promote this person who does this while promoting for people to just go out and actually get armed so that they can protect themselves against these dumb motherfuckers out here who don't really give a shit about our Black lives.
Mm-hmm. You know who cares about us? Black militias. That's who cares about us.
Mm-hmm.
They do, but then once again, this comes down to Black people giving a fuck. This comes down to Black people really honestly, truthfully caring about Black people. Because if you can only get incensed when it's a white person killing us, then you have lost the whole fucking plot.
Mm-hmm.
Chicago still has. Go ahead.
You can go to yours because mine will kind of flip this.
No, go ahead. Flip it. Let's flip.
So while we can shit on Black Lives Matter for what they don't do, does the other side use the police to capitalize on this?
Absolutely.
Based off the study, off the same study,
100%.
Based off this same study reporting
they
later,
perpetuate the violence.
The places where violence most occurred, it seems that in these events where places where violence most occurred was where you put more police force or a stronger police force, ones who unlawfully use tear gas on people, shooting rubber bullets at people over nothing. So it's like, we're going to piss these people off. Why? Because we know that they're a bit irrational and they're going to go off the cuff once you do like a little bit to them. And then that'll give us free range to hop in. And then now we can call this a violent protest. Boom. That's a ticker. That's one of the ones we can ding up as, look at what they caused.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They caused an increase in violence during protest. Why? Because we're there.
I'm not debating you on that, but what I'm stating is that when it comes down to Black people giving a fuck about Black lives, what I mean by that is there is a way for us to come back. We can still be having this fight with the police, because guess what? The police are not fucking perfect.
No,
they will never be perfect.
No,
but we need to try to make them as perfect as we fucking can. But we need to truthfully understand what is really the shit going on. So when you're absolutely out there fighting for someone like George Floyd, you need to then fight for the people gunned down in Brooklyn,
Mhm.
the Bronx, and five different like incidents. Like,
and that's the thing.
we need to give a fuck about that. So what I'm saying is that, like, if black people don't give a fuck about black people, is that the Black Lives Matter movement, if we really gave a fuck, would have evolved into caring about all issues for all black people.
And that's what I was saying.
That is my debate, and that's my point.
To me, it seems like they're only in one lane when they could be the highway across. You know what I'm saying?
And at this point where an opinion like this is out there and has been out there, and this is what their main criticism is, you would think that they would have evolved. Like, yo, let's restructure our whole plan. Nix the stuff that ain't got nothing to do with anything and refocus on using these funds that we're getting instead of fucking building homes, divert them to these communities that aren't being funded by the government. These communities that aren't getting that government funding that they're looking for, until it starts coming in, we have it. We said this is Black Lives Matter money, so use it for Black lives.
And not for nothing, there's a multitude of different grievances and crises going on nationwide that they could spread this money for. You know what I'm saying? We could still mention Flint doesn't have any type of anything. You know what I'm saying? Detroit
so
is a whole.
Technically, I looked this up. Flint actually does have, I don't know if it was actually me and Zen who did this. Flint does actually have clean water. They just don't trust the water in Flint.
Of course you wouldn't trust the water because the pipe had asbestos and lead and all that shit.
I understand, but I'm just saying technically they have clean water. So we can't say that anymore.
I didn't really specify on the water. I just said they don't have anything.
I got you. But you know there are other states in rural black areas that do not have clean water.
Fuck the water. Flint is still a hood area. Like it's still, you know what I'm saying? Not that many resources up there. You know what I mean? And Detroit and Michigan, sometimes some parts of it is a hole. So there's other areas that we could go around. The whole Midwest is a homeless problem going on. Like we're
Hempstead,
talking about, you know what I'm saying?
Go right to Hempstead.
I mean that too. But there's billions of places that they could have where there's Black lives, and I'm just saying they matter in California, and they matter in New York, and they matter everywhere. So let's not.
But what I'm saying is that's what my point is, and this is what I want to come across black people is that do you really give a fuck? Truthfully, if you are black, do you really care about if you are black, do you really care about black people? Truthfully, do you? Because why are we not getting incensed and enraged when we see people like us being attacked, being accosted, being brutalized? You see some of by people who look like us. We're okay with that. We want to I understand about bail reform, but why are we letting this level of individual who are committing assault back out? Why is that okay? Why hasn't anyone said that? That needs to be taken out, huh?
Sometimes there's the magnitude of the situation, like the violence could be a deterrent because some people don't want to get involved because they feel like they're in danger. You know what I'm saying? Like they can put themselves in danger by involving themselves.
So then you know the way how you've curbed that. You actually get educated in what the fuck is happening and absolutely stop letting the headlines tell you how to fucking feel. The reason that we're in this fucking predicament is because of black people, proportionally, we're going to always fucking vote Democrat, and we always tend to fucking lead this way. But I'm going to actually point to this article that was done in 2020, right? From the Daily Signal, and I'm pretty sure that is like a bit of a conservative fucking goddamn site, but I don't give a damn. So you know what they said because Yahoo has something completely different, but whatever. These are the top 20 cities in America for crime and what party runs them. Detroit, Democrat. Shit. Tennessee, Democrat. Birmingham, Alabama. Didn't even know I didn't even know that. Democrat. Baltimore, Democrat. Flint, Michigan, Democrat. St. Louis, Democrat. Danville, Illinois. Nonpartisan election. Saginaw, Michigan. Nonpartisan election. Wilmington, Delaware, Democrat. Camden, New Jersey, Democrat. Pine Bluff, Arkansas, Democrat. Kansas City, Missouri, Democrat. San Bernardino, California, Democrat. Alexandria, Louisiana, Democrat. Little Rock, Arkansas, Democrat. Cleveland, Democrat. Milwaukee, Democrat. Stockton, California, Democrat. Monroe, Louisiana, Democrat. Chester, Pennsylvania, motherfucking Democrat. So we continue to fucking vote for the same party that continues to have our neighborhoods in this same situation, even though they themselves in the past have shown that they will support legislation to enact this harsher fucking police reform that you want to fight against, but yet you continue to blindly believe them when nothing has absolutely changed within our fucking communities. But then also too, for some reason, it now behooves Black people to actually fight for Black lives, even though another Black person fucking did it. You want to make excuses? I don't give a goddamn. You want to talk about fucking losing fucking children? We'll talk about losing lives. Look at the lives that we just lost in Brooklyn. Those motherfuckers were 21, like 18, 19, and 20, some shit like that, had their whole life ahead of them. What if we just lost the next president? What if we just lost the next Supreme Court justice? What if we just lost the individual that was going to cure cancer? You think about that one? How about all the actual fucking kids? When I say kids, I mean like kids from kids who end up dying on some bullshit because of the violence in the street, and then people don't even want to
straight
say
bullets
nothing.
And shit.
Mm-hmm. Coming from dad's car.
Why are we not as galvanized? And if you're fucking watching this looking at me talking about like D losing his mind, fuck you.
It's a psychological thing. One thing I will say is from that list, right? Out of like 10 of them shit, there's like what 10, 15 names. There was about 8 of them shits are hoods though. Hoods and like been on the murder capital. You know what I'm saying? So them shits is real hoods. Just want to put that out there. But in regards to that, I think it's the bystander effect. You know, people don't want to get involved because like the whole thing with stop snitching. People don't want to be a snitch. They don't want to get involved because they might get themselves hurt. You know, I'm playing with the wrong people, and it's like, yo, people got shot in a basketball tournament.
The reason that they're scared to get hurt is because the community's not behind them, not behind the actual movement of doing the right thing, absolutely caring about Black people. So once again, it still comes down to the failure of the fucking community. I'm sorry. Please continue.
No, it does. It does. Absolutely does. But I'm just telling you why they don't say anything. It's because they're like, shit. I don't know nothing. And also conditioning too. Because let me tell you something. You know what I mean? Because how many times you looked at Hempstead, you've seen shit, you've heard shit. How many times you didn't say nothing? You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
so if I heard something, I said something. I swear to God, I did. Swear to God. I swear to God, I had heard some like shit that ended up turning out to be nothing. I actually like when like there was like this young girl who got killed. I'm thinking it was Dartmouth Street, or like not Dartmouth, but somewhere around that area. Not too far from us. I remember hearing some like bullshit. I told the courtesy officer in the building that I worked in, who was a Hempstead police officer at the time. He lived in that building. I was like, yo, this is what I heard in the street. I don't know, whatever. He was like, nah, we heard that shit too, but we already whatever. So yeah, no, if I hear some shit, I fucking said it. I didn't give a fuck. Cause who wants to live around that? Who wants to? You want to live around a fucking savage? Fuck you. You don't just shoot up a house when you know innocents are in there? No, go suck your mother, go to jail. Fuck you. And I hope it's fucking brutal.
But also sometimes
don't give a fuck.
But it's also sometimes like
what?
Situation can happen and like for not for nothing. Like, all right, so let's say, you know, like somebody got murdered on your block. Some people don't pick up and move. Some people stay there and be like, oh shit, you know, it could have been us, but they don't.
It wasn't us.
Yeah, they don't have the means to just get up and go. You know what I'm saying?
There are ways for you to tell cops things.
I understand that. Anonymous tips and all that. But sometimes you generally don't know.
Okay, if you don't know, you don't know. But what I'm saying is that for individuals who do know, or just as a community actually galvanizing around some shit, letting it be known that we will not stand for it. Because until we stand for that, like we stood against the shit that happens when a fucking white man or the law kills us, we will get absolutely nowhere, and it will continue to prove to me every day that we as Black people don't care about Black people.
Could you say crab in a bucket theory? That's why we
no!
don't care about each other?
No. I'm sick and tired of the fucking excuses.
It's not an excuse. That's a fact.
It is. We're killing us, and we're not trying to get rid of those individuals. Those motherfuckers are not a part of us. If you're gonna kill us, literally, you're not even killing your own enemies. Like I also have issue with that shit too. But you're not. You kill any fucking body. You're just out there shooting in the street like it's all okay because you just got fucking mad. You're not a part of the society. You should go the fuck away. I don't give a fuck about no crab mentality. At the end of the day, you should know not to bring it to that level. Go fuck yourself.
This is why people don't react. It's because they, you know, but they're like they don't look at that person as, you know, a member of society. You know what I'm saying?
So you're not gonna react. So you just want to let that motherfucker just sit there next to you. Sit there next to you in that apartment. Sit there next to you, causing all that hell. Why would you not want to fucking do that? Clean up the fucking community. Come on, son.
But you're
living filth.
You're talking from your perspective, though. You don't understand how like fear can control a body from not doing something. You know what I'm saying? They can know the person 100% and will not say a word.
I get it.
How fearful were we as black people? I'm sorry, Zin, but I just have to ask you a question. I'm shut the fuck up. How fearful were we as black people of cops for the longest time? How long was that for?
That's conditioning.
It still is, right?
It's conditioning.
But then what happened? What happened with the George Floyd thing? We flipped the switch. We're like, we can't have this shit no more. Okay. So the continued violence in our community hasn't caused us to flip a switch at all. To say we're not standing for this kind of shit no more. Mm-hmm. Huh?
But this is where I wonder. We can say it, but we don't live there. So that is very dependent on the people in that area then doing it. And that's us saying to them, hey, y'all need to do this. Y'all have to deal with the consequences of whatever happens while you go through this process. So you're like, your family's going to die probably because they know where they did this and they know whose blocks to go check out and run down on everybody on that block. Y'all deal with this. Mm-hmm. Me, from my privileged position, sitting here in my white community, y'all do this.
No.
Granted, I am in Belport, so it's black people who use Patro.
It's not. Oh, you in Belport? Shit, you just
nigga said East Patro.
You said Belport. I see what you did. I see what you did. But no, once again, this is to all black people, including us. What I'm stating is when you galvanize around it, the same way we galvanized around this whole George Floyd thing, where you just like make it be known. This kind of shit is unacceptable. You do this shit, this is what we want. This is what we're going to go for. You got to put these motherfuckers behind bars. You got to get the motherfucker who sold him that gun. Find out where else that gun was fucking used. Get everyone fucking connected. Get them off the fucking streets. Because, yeah, in my town, they do have gun buyback programs. They have that kind of shit. But guess what? How many of those motherfuckers going to those gun buyback programs? I want to repeat the fucking offenders selling back their goddamn guns. Yeah, that's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. So why are we not trying to get those motherfuckers off the streets? And obviously, probably the buyback gun program has some probably larger implications that I don't probably know about anymore. But that's what I'm just trying to state. Like, you see what we as black people, we have not galvanized. And then since us three, we don't live in those communities, you know what is our job to do? Do this. Talk about it. So try to get that conversation going. Yeah, let's
galvanize people to then
give a fuck about black people.
To push BLM to redirect their money. Get people together to say, yo, y'all got all this bread y'all using to buy homes, to have meetings. So F it. Stop paying for all that. Sell that home. Take that money. Let's redirect it.
Not for nothing. Redirect it to the $6 million for a house. It. You could have did it. You could have did a lot. Right.
For what are we buying a house that big to have meetings in? To have, we're going to have everybody come on a retreat and pay $1,000 a head to come to this retreat where we get together and talk about we need to stop police brutality. Meanwhile, we can't get the police out of our neighborhoods because we have our own people killing each other. Like, which one?
And that's the issue is that we're trying to put a Band-Aid on a fucking open wound. You know what I'm saying? We're not trying to fucking stitch this shit up, clean it up, and really bandage it right. You know what I mean? So, and that's what Dean's saying. Like, it's like, the accountability falls all the way on us, and it's like, when are we gonna wake up? You know?
I don't know. Probably never, because most of us don't fucking pay attention to goddamn a fucking goddamn thing, and we need the news to tell us like, oh, this is what we're supposed to do. If it doesn't involve fucking titties, ass, weed, or some fucking nefarious bullshit. I said what the fuck I said. It's bullshit. It's disgusting. It's absurd. I'm so sick of hearing it from you people who are such proud black people. You want the proud black family, and you want this and you want that. You really don't. You really don't. I don't see you motherfuckers actually wanting to clean up your community. Why are we promoting half of these fucking rappers who are in this bullshit? You have to ask the question. Why? Unless these motherfuckers explicitly be like, you know, I don't be on that shit, but I like that. Like, I like to promote that kind of lifestyle, whatever the case and be. As if they're like an actor. Huh?
They all say that.
Do they explicitly say it in their shit?
Yes. No, not in interviews. In interviews, yeah.
Okay, if they doing interviews, do it, and then people understand that they're fucking like being like an actor. I'm cool with it because it's art. You're expressing yourself the same way that you have these violent ass movies. But what I'm stating is that we need to. But then since they're saying that they're just faking the funk, people listening need to understand that's just a fucking game. That's not their life. Because you know where those people live?
Yeah.
They live in gated communities. They have private security. They will call the cops on you in a motherfucking second.
Absolutely. Armed guards and shit.
So the same way they talk, like they're acting like they're selling these fucking these goddamn keys. They're acting like they got the fucking bands from selling the motherfucking pounds. That's what they're acting like. Acting like they actually got the fucking glizzy. Unless the glizzy is legally owned by them. They're not shooting nobody with dirty weapons.
No, hell no. And they're not even shooting nobody now. They got niggas to do that.
Stop it. They got security. So until
some of them was real though. Some of them was real though.
Oh no, I'm not debating that some of them aren't real. But
Right,
then those who are real, guess what? If you didn't pay your price in crime, go fuck yourself. Go fuck your mother. You selling shit to go ahead and fuck our communities over? Fuck you. I don't care that you gotta go eat. Do something that the rest of us gotta go do. Get a regular fucking job. I'm so sick of hearing that bullshit. Oh, I was in this, I was in that. I had to make the shit. No, go fuck yourself, bro. How many lives and families did you go fucking destroy?
Mm-hmm.
How much shit did you leave to families being destroyed? That black nucleus that y'all also care about.
Mm-hmm.
That y'all only really get buck about when, those fucking gays. No, go fuck you. Go fuck yourself. Having all these fucking kids not doing the goddamn thing with them, not doing the goddamn thing about them. Creating that goddamn same trauma that you so yourself don't want to fucking, like, you're so mad at your own parents for having. I'm not going to excuse you for doing the wrong thing. Fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself.
You ain't wrong.
He's not. And I would even go even further if we're on the black accountability thing is like that helplessness that fake sense of helplessness that we get on and it demotivates us not even to fucking
woe is me
work in to either
fucking
work
pussies
to even occupy the capitalist market. Like some people just rather sit back and just get government benefits, you know what I'm saying, and know the system and just tweak it by not working and get all their shit
and
that
be
shit
proud of it.
Drives me mad.
Proud of it. Why would we be happy about that? Why? Mm-hmm. You're fucking eating up resources that we could be fucking using elsewhere.
Right.
Like
you're capable of work.
They don't have people who contribute to the resources, so they don't really care.
Right.
If you're contributing to it, you think a little bit differently about it. Even if you don't go as hard about it as somebody else might, you still think a little bit more about it.
Of course, it's tax dollars.
Yeah. I'm working. My tax money is going to this. Let me not do this because of that.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck these niggas, man.
But it's also like you don't want better for yourself.
You would think, right?
I would fucking
want better.
And that's really what it boils down to. It's like you want this government assistance. That's what you want. You want this shit. But the thing is, those people will know the game though. Know the game. No, I gotta do this. I gotta do this. I gotta do this. I gotta do this. Gotta do this. Gotta do this. We're gonna squat this house and know the whole game. I'm like, all of this, but you work dumb hard. Yeah. Work hard and get a job and buy a house,
loser.
Car. Like,
you're a fucking loser. You're
got
fucking
43
loser,
steps, but it's only 5 steps.
You're a loser. Go get a regular job like the fucking rest of us. Like, why should you be excused? Why?
Insert the Kim Kardashian.
What makes you so fucking special that you should be able to like, oh yeah, I did this, I did that, and now I'm gonna fucking try to reap the benefits of my negativity on our culture? Go fuck yourself. No, fuck you. That's what everybody's.
You know how easy that is.
Bro,
anybody could go out there and have 5 fucking kids and claim everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's easy to do that.
There is a reason I listen to the type of music I listen to. I fucking practice what I preach. You can't, like, people can't say I don't. Every now and then something gets hot. Yeah, I may fucking indulge in it. But for the most part, I listen to what the fuck I listen to because I'm not like, I consume what I consume. Like, I'm not with this shit. You motherfuckers are fucking fake. You don't give a fuck about us. You don't care about people who look like you. You want to act like you do or when it's convenient to you. What about when it's not convenient?
Or not
What
trendy?
about when it's not trendy, not dandy, not fun and cute? Now, you motherfuckers in there selling us poison, killing our fucking people who look like us, and out there fucking perpetuating negativity that ultimately brings us all down so we can't advance the way we fucking need to because we're trying to drag a fucking cancer. Go fuck yourself. You know what they say, all skin folk ain't kinfolk. The same way y'all be saying that shit about those kind of like crazy conservatives who were sucking all the white dick in the world, which I agree. They ain't kinfolk either.
They ain't shit.
You motherfuckers who are out there perpetuating violence, perpetuating negativity, and continuing to turn a blind eye and not give a fuck about it. You ain't skin folk neither, bitch. You just as bad. I said what I said.
You don't have to be so upset about it. We're all in agreement.
We have to be upset. Fuck you mean?
No, I mean like
talking
we have
to
to
these
be upset,
motherfuckers across the screen because a lot of people gonna hear it, no matter which way they swing.
No, yeah,
right or the left.
Mean,
I want to make sure that they understand. If you on the opposite side of it, go fuck yourself.
But you have a right. You have a right to be unapologetic. That's what I'm saying. Like we get it. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be like, I said what I said. No, you need to say what you said.
ain't argue with you.
Yeah, you need to say what you said. So I'm like, yeah. Nobody's gonna be like, I said what. Oh my God, he's wild. No, it's like
I'm not talking to you two niggas. I'm talking.
I know. I'm just saying that we know like the things you've been saying is the reality check that we need to give. That I think we do this literally, semi-monthly. Like we give Black community or the Black space a reality check, and it's like we're not as popping as we think we are.
We're not. We're not. Fucking not.
While all these people are on a fuck you type tip, you can easily turn it around. It's hard at the same time because there's that you need to self-reflect and realize where you fucked up in life and where you are fucking up in life.
And I think that these times and these protests have given people a little smack. Not enough, Dean. Not enough. But enough to feel like, okay, I wanna be I want to have my own business. I want to take back all those things that we lost, you know what I'm saying? And when we have that financial power, then we'll be able to compete and do other things that we want to do.
Well, what business are you going to take back when they're fucking killing each other and destroying the goddamn community you want to invest in? I'm confused.
It's also not helping.
I'm confused.
What's also not helping though is those who want to build but then don't really want to work at that. So it leads to you trying to grift your own neighborhood type thing, like working them into schemes that you've gotten mixed up in that you're like, pyramid schemes even. The whole PPP loan thing, putting people onto things that like, yo, this is going to get you messed up later because we ain't paying attention enough.
Can I mention something about the PPP loans?
That motherfucking SBA on their ass now.
I remember.
You're a fucking Greyhound.
I'm not going to mention who it was. But Los and I was approached. Someone tried to get us on that trend. And I remember Los and I got off the phone with that human. Los and I talked. You know what we fucking said? Those niggas are going to go to jail.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Like, fuck out of here. We thought the nigga was talking about some legitimate business shit. We're like, wait, what? So we would, and then we're asking questions like we're interested. Get off the phone, it was like, that's like jail bait, right? But that's the same shit as about like you bring in 3 people to get 3 people, then you make this money. Like, nigga, this whole shit is bullshit.
Yeah,
you gotta. Everything is work. So yo, listen, people, it's fucking hard work. You don't think us 3 don't fucking know it? You don't think we don't fucking know it's fucking sitting here fucking scratching and crawling for any goddamn view, any kind of little thing? You don't think we don't know that hard work takes it? You know what's funny? For a comedian, you know what they say? It takes 10 years for a comedian to fucking find their voice. I'm assuming, because we may not be comedians, but because we're in this talking field, in my mind, it's going to take us 10 years to find our voice. So fuck, who knows? Will it take us 12, maybe 15 years to actually hit? Who knows? But I know one thing. I'm in it for the fucking long haul. Because you know what? I don't give a fuck about some damn hard work. And I want people across the screen to think the same thing. There is no shortcuts to this thing in life. If you want it, you got to go ahead and go and get it. But you gotta do it the right and fucking legal way,
Right.
and not fucking destroy your neighborhood, but actually try to bring something positive. I know I've been dropping a lot of F-bombs and saying fuck this, fuck that. But guess what? Ultimately, if you don't agree with this, fuck
this.
you.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Dean didn't cuss enough for me. I'll say that.
Now we have people. Our people are good for working hard at some dumb shit. So it's
Stop
like
it,
you
Zen.
have the
Stop
idea,
it.
you have the mentality within you to do it. So you just gotta, like you said, learn how to redirect it to the right type of shit or to the legal shit. Selling drugs is work. Trying to stay hidden and keep everything, that is work. You ever lied to people and then had to see those people and like really work around? That's work. So you're not really afraid of work. You're just afraid of the
you just want
tax
to work.
part. You just don't want to deal with what we have to deal with, where you bust your ass and have to see part of your check going somewhere else. Like, I get it, it sucks, but we got it in us.
Pay more attention. Maybe our taxes would be less, because guess what? You would be inclined to vote a certain way. Maybe you would have somebody who would want to run in your local community, who would then you be able to put on, who would then maybe possibly go higher in the ranks, or whatever the case would be. Or maybe that just causes you to get more into things. You want to put people in certain places who align with your agenda to make sure that your taxes will maybe a little bit lower. But what the fuck do I know? I ain't shit.
And I want to tip it back to both of you guys' point. I guess the overall theme of the episode is just like why we aren't doing things for our own communities. You know what I mean? We won't do anything for our communities, but we get sick at the fact of gentrification. You know what I'm saying? Like,
they coming in here buying up our shit now.
Yeah, and then I'm
Cleaning
like,
it up. It's
yeah, and we've never seen a black representation of that gentrification kind of thing. We even call it gentrification if black people did it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? It'd be a renovation. But like, I think that our mentality is just like, when we get enough money, we get out the hood. You know what I'm saying? Like, as what Jay-Z said, like we don't buy back the hood. You know what I'm saying? We leave it and we get up out of there. And then it's like, fuck it, I'll never look back. You know what I mean? Because sometimes leaving the hood is the greatest motivating factor. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to be in this.
It requires a lot of patience, I think, to build back.
Yeah,
because you got to deal with a lot of dumb people living around you, and it's hard to build around dumb people.
It is.
So,
isn't it just easier to try to ignite people the same way that they were just ignited, to be like, hey, we need to fucking change our, like, who wants to sit and live in filth and danger? And then I'm gonna say something that most people are not gonna like. Most of you aren't dangerous to deal with it. So what the fuck? No.
Or don't want to be in that danger.
First of all, I have a question. How many times have you just seen some bullshit ass World Star video niggas like this? What are we doing? Like, you
say actually, that, but there doesn't be niggas out there that be folding niggas still though.
You're folding.
I mean, anybody can fold anyway.
Exactly. But what I'm stating is that this in itself is telling. You don't
really know.
But
you don't know what the fuck is going on. So why wouldn't
right? That's why they're not really. They're dangerous, but they ain't dangerous.
Because the reason that it goes there is because you're actually not truly dangerous. But this makes you feel like you fucking can equalize and take somebody out. You want to know why? Because you know what? I may be able to get away with this. I may be able to. And then I can do it again. And I can do it again. And I can do it again within my same community. And even if somebody sees me, maybe they won't say nothing. Maybe they won't talk. Maybe they don't give a fuck. Come on. Even the mafia didn't call shit in their own homes. They call shit elsewhere. They had rules and shit.
But and that speaks to a whole bunch of things. You know what I mean? Because there's no.
We don't. It speaks to us not giving a fuck about ourselves.
The street code is completely different though too.
There is no.
You know
what
I mean? Right.
Bullshit.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? The lack of street code is completely different. So now you got shit that looks like mobsters will be like, this is fucking messy. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like this.
The mob done with digital because they smart, but then fucking they don't even be committing that kind of crazy crime like that and shit like that, whatever the case may be. But no, black people, like, it ultimately comes down to black people not loving black people, and we don't value black lives our damn selves.
Yeah, it's like archaic violence too. It's like, damn, like, you know what I mean?
It's fucking disgusting.
Like, And then
Niggas think it's
sometimes,
cute.
and then sometimes you see this shit and it be gruesome, bro. Gruesome, like fucking bloodshed. Like, god damn, we did this to people. Did this to each other, like, and they were just beefing over some stupid shit. Like they did this, yeah, over nothing. And it'd be little kids, bro. In Chicago, it's little fucking kids. A 9-year-old is a menace to society.
It's acceptable within our community. That's why.
Crazy.
Do you think
We
this
don't
would
love ourselves.
require? Do you think this requires groups of black men to get together and do something about it in their areas?
Possible.
Absolutely.
Do you think
but
that is something
if
that's
they're present,
It involves the community to galvanize.
right?
And when I say community, I mean community everywhere to get on the same page, saying we will not continue to stand for losing young black people, or guess what? Black lives in general. We will not stand for it.
Mhm.
We don't give a damn if it was a cop who did it, or we don't give a damn if someone who looked like us who did it. We don't give a damn if it was someone who did not look like us who did it. We will not stand for our lives to be fucking killed. This is unacceptable. Unacceptable.
That's a fact. And
That's
that's it. We're going after black kids. We're going after all the black women. We're going after the black kings
Our
killing each
black
other.
elders. Why should an elderly woman try to just make money, do her thing? Excuse me. Have to worry about some fucking kids mugging her. You fucking pussies. You piece of shit. What I really hope is one day that you fucking run up on an elderly woman who happens to have her permit, and I hope she blasts you each and every one of you motherfuckers who did it straight to hell, because you're not going to heaven. You're not going to heaven. I don't want to hear he was such a good person. No, he was a piece of shit, and I hope he's burning in fucking hell. I hope he gets not one bit of reprieve.
I ain't gonna wish death on nobody, but what I will say,
I
want
do.
them to be reformed.
Yeah,
I don't.
I
don't.
I will just say I hope they get their shortcomings,
If they
but I ain't
young-
gonna wish death on them.
If they're young, this is on their parents or whoever brought them up. If they're young, yes, there's an accountability to them, but under a certain age,
if they are young, I hope that the person
Young is objective though.
To disarm the
14, 15s. I'm like you. I want
19
you
is
to
young.
have 19 is young too.
But you know
by
better.
then,
If you're fucking gonna rob a fucking elderly. First of all, honestly, not for nothing. If you're out there robbing somebody, you get what you get. I really don't care.
You live by the sword, you die by the sword.
Because guess what? I don't know what's happening. Like there are some big ass 14-year-olds. But I'm not gonna.
My nephew bigger than me.
It is what it is. Like no. If you're doing some shit, you get what you get. Like that's the issue with America. We're like, oh well, what about that? You shouldn't be doing it. I wasn't robbing people at that age. Were you robbing people at that age, Los?
Not violently, no.
Okay. What about? Well, hey, if you would have caught something, you would have caught something. Now, what about you, Zen?
I was stealing soft lips from Target, but that's about it.
All right,
I was stealing shit, but I wasn't. You know what I mean?
Y'all were robbing corporations.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not talking about that. I'm talking about fucking black people. I don't give a fuck you robbing from corporations.
I was not at my friend's house stealing no jewelry from their parents. No.
Exactly. There we go.
No.
You were in there in fucking whatever the fuck. Okay, whatever. That's a whole other issue, but I don't give a fuck.
I did steal socket.
I don't even care.
I did steal a socket from a black person though.
Damn, Los.
I was in high school. It was a status symbol. I ain't gonna lie.
So you had to take it from dude?
I did. But listen, somebody stole my car, so I guess that's life, right?
And honestly, I would have wished when that went down, because we don't know what the person color is that did it.
It was black.
Oh, well, see, people, I'm gonna still say what I was gonna say because it doesn't matter. Like, unlike some of you motherfuckers who were pussy and scared, just like, oh my god, like, well, we gotta do this, gotta do that. No. What I wish is that Los would have been fucking legally packing because the person came on his property.
It was a kid though.
Oh, it was? How old was this fucking kid?
He was 17 at the time. Still in high school.
You know you're doing your dumb, but that's not a send them. That's not an end.
That's not an end your thing. But
listen, if I caught him, I would have given him a couple of these.
I wish
for sure though.
I wish something would have happened.
He might stick his hand under a tire and run it over.
That is not a killable offense, but at the same token, I have something to say though. What happens if Los sees his shit getting stolen and we were in a state like Texas and Los just busted off on him? Is Los in the wrong?
Nope.
Not at all.
So
Or Florida
when
too,
we-
right?
So when we say it's not a killable offense, is that even true?
In a proper state.
If
no.
you're out here and you come on my property taking my shit, like everyone
New
else
York
would
is
defend
weird.
themselves.
New York is weird, bro. You gotta
No,
give
but
niggas like 6 warnings and shit.
No. Fuck New York. I'm just talking about in general because
The idea
I'm
in
gonna
general.
react how I react.
Okay. Got you.
You come and you do something like that, and if I came out, what would you expect to happen? Especially if I couldn't see you, or even if I could see you and we get into a fight. Why? Listen, I know 16, 17-year-olds in that jiu-jitsu class that are dangerous.
Yes.
So why wouldn't, if we got into something, I break some shit if I could.
Oh yeah, I'm
To
snapping.
make sure you're down.
I'm snapping a leg lock.
In
Clank,
that
why not?
see you later.
You would have to say then that yes, it is technically a killable offense because if you don't know,
That's what I mean. If you don't know, you don't know. And
Giving
then,
somebody
even
an
if,
anger
but then,
slap.
but
You don't
then
know what they
even
got
if
over
you do know, why should I let the kid get away with it? What if that's my only means of transport? Like we always say it for other shit. What if that's my only means of transportation? What if that's my only livelihood? What if that is the piece of my livelihood? Huh? So why wouldn't I have to? I have to get that car, or I can't fucking live. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I'm tired. I'm sick and tired of us just like, well, what about this? What about that? What about the actual person it's happening to?
you got
The innocent.
insurance, right?
Well, I'll tell you.
How'd that work out for you, Los?
Yeah, so insurance was a shithole. Never got paid for anything. Lawyers. No. I had Progressive. I thought to be Progressive to get Progressive.
No, that's
that
what
shit
I
was
got.
not. That shit was no. I had Progressive.
I'm saying that's what I have now.
Oh yeah. Well.
Progressive been treating me good.
Yeah, that was a couple years ago though. So
Maybe they upgraded.
Yeah, and this is also Long Island, Smithtown. I think their offices. So.
Oh.
Right. So yeah. So I didn't get paid for anything. Didn't get anything. Didn't get absolutely. I didn't get a cent. And then when I went to go buy another car, I had to pay in Progressive more money. And then I basically had to come out of pocket for a new car. I had my insurance went up because that car was totaled because a kid crashed it. So he fucked my life. And then what did I do? I didn't even go after him. I could have.
Yeah, you should have sued him. You should have fucked his shit
Sue the
up.
pants off.
I'll say this. Like both of them said, and I'll say this. I'm not advocating for kids to be killed. I'm not advocating for that. What I am stating is that your actions have consequences.
Yes.
And some of those consequences you may not be able to come back from, especially if you're in the wrong. Because after a certain age, a certain size, you look like a grown man. You will be treated as such. I remember being like 14. Actually, I was like 13 or 14. And somebody thought I was a grown-ass man. It's like, no, I'm not.
Some people
actions have consequences. Huh? Oh, some people know, obviously. But I'm just saying that we've all had instances where you were really young and somebody's like, oh, it's a grown-ass man. You're like, no, I'm not.
No, I'm not.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? And they're like, oh, okay, no.
Put that kid voice back on. You know?
Like,
Me, no.
What?
But I will say this. The reason that we're possibly losing these black lives, these young black people, is because that we as ourselves, we're not investing in our community in multiple fashions. So it still comes down to, yes, we still have to enact those social programs. We still need to actually buff up our community, but we got to get rid of the fucking cancer and get rid of the fucking fat.
How would you suggest that, Dean?
It's for the next episode. We're not giving away everything right now. We're fucking 58 minutes and 49 seconds in. No, what do we say in pre-production?
You're right.
What was
right.
it? You're 30 minutes to an hour. Can't give them everything.
No. I would just send them up. I'll send them up.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see about
cliffhanger
that.
alley-oop. You know what I'm saying?
Cliffhanger. You don't know, you see how that go, baby.
It's like Bobby Shmurda's hat. We don't know if it lands or not. 8 years later, we don't know where the hat at. Still, if it lands, it lands. If we don't know, he out.
Bobby fucking Shmurda. Zen, what do you got to say? You got any closing remarks? I'm sorry, people. I fucking just lost in this episode, but I fucking am just like, black people don't love black people, and it just pisses me off. I'm sorry.
Am I going to do it? I don't know. But there's a slight motivation now to say, let's try and redirect this Black Lives Matter money.
I think it's too late for that shit. Fuck them.
Might be.
Nah, it ain't
Might
never
be.
too late.
Because
Yo,
money's
Zen,
still going in. People are still funding them. I never
That's
gave
true.
a shit.
That's
but
true. I
Yeah,
would
I
think
never did
after that 6 million, that mansion shit, it was a dub.
I
They're
thought it
still
was a
getting
dub
money
after
in.
the first house. People still giving them money.
It's true.
You know what,
We
Zen?
gotta think
I
about
think
it. It could be some white people too.
doesn't matter. We still got it. You still give your money to the wrong shit, motherfucker.
No, I know,
so
I know,
guess
I
what?
know.
You're
But
wrong.
I'm saying, but I know what I'm saying. I know.
It's
It
largely
could be.
white.
It could be white people funding it too.
It is
Okay,
largely
so-
white people.
So guess what? Let's get the message out to make sure that these fucking guilty motherfuckers know what the fucking be actually guilty about. Let me tell you what you should be. This you're doing it wrong, baby. You're doing it wrong.
Yeah, and if you're gonna do it, if you feel that guilt, you should donate privately. You feel me?
Talk about
donate directly to your local black person. You feel me? Why give your money to the big fund like BLM? I'll do your money good. you can see your money on me, baby.
We are gonna take that as X's closing remarks. This has been Zen fucking chaos. Once again, if you're black listening to this, I have to ask you: do you actually love black people? And then if you actually do, let's actually try to change our fucking communities. Peace, love, and chicken. We'll see you next week, bitch.